Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is guitar secrets, perfect timing. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, also become a member of the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, because there you will find the really useful material to download, also specific for this tutorial. Today there's going to be some exercises for premium members. Okay, so why do we need to talk about timing? Why is this so important? This is a must-have tutorial. Even if you are an advanced guitar player and you've never done this before, this thing you need to do. Believe me on that one. I can tell you my personal story. I studied music on a university level. I made my master 19, I don't remember exactly. And that I practiced like crazy, and I thought I could manage timing. But I didn't really do the exercise which I explain now, but that's the main part to really master timing and to always be in perfect timing. Why is timing so important? What is music? Music is setting a note, that's the pitch, certain pitch in a certain time grid. So timing is 50% of music. And that's why it's so important. And if you want to master something, you need to understand it, and you need to know what is exactly it is. And this tutorial will explain you the fundamentals of all timing grids, which are, well, not the really extreme ones, because that would be more for pro players, but the stuff which comes along in your regular routines as a guitar player, you know, like quarter notes, half notes, full notes, stuff like that. And I really recommend that you learn music notation, specific music notation just on rhythm. Students which go to my lessons, they have to learn rhythm, to write rhythm, because by writing the rhythm you start to understand what it is. You know, we cannot do this now, but I'm gonna show you the several things, and then you can start to write your own rhythm, or you can go along with the exercises which are provided in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy to work on. And I'm gonna show you first of all the several elements which we have and how to work creative with it. I developed a method which really is fun and helps you to create while practicing perfect timing. So we don't need to go to the close you, because you can do this with any material. But if I'm using the chords E, D5 and A5, but you can use other chords. That's really up to you. But for this example here, we don't want to make it so complicated. So first of all, we need to sync with timing. How do we do that? Use a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now get the beat. And now just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first of all, you pick up the beat with your body. You don't see my foot here. I'm really a little bit neurotic with my students. I always control if their foot is in time. It always tuck, tuck, because that's your connection with the time grid. You know, your foot, your body, just feel the groove, okay? Once you have it, and check it out with several tempos. This was tempo 80, and we just keep it for today on 80. But if you go slower or faster is easier. Some of you might think faster is harder, but slower is harder, because there you really have to have a feeling for the long, you know. But I don't want to make this tutorial like 3 hours. It's just this is now tempo 80, and first you put your metronome on 80, or if you want to be more creative, you can use a drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also get your arm in this. 1, 2. Once you're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next step now, so the first element is the full note. A full note is 4 beats. This is the big ball with no, I don't know how you call this, you know. 4 beats, and it has to be precise on the beat. So, and now practice, that's now the method. Practice to just hit the chords exactly there where it's needed with your body. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also make breaks. Not playing is also music. Also, whatever I talk about, also practice the pauses. The full note pauses, 4 beats playing nothing, but then come back exactly on the beat. And you see, even it's a very basic exercise, together with the drum, it already sounds like music because it's in timing. Yeah. I forgot now the pause, but you know what I mean. Let's do one with pause. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Oh, I just noticed I did the half notes already before. See, my brain is... So the next step will be the half notes, 2 notes per beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That was what I did before. Sorry for that mistake. Okay. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Also with pauses. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. A note has a starting point and the end point. If you end something, end it exactly on the beat. Feel where the end is, okay? You can do this with any chords you like depending on your playing level. Playing simple timing figures doesn't mean that it is primitive or it's not worth something. Just if you just don't play nicely and you don't feel it, then it's worthless. You need to feel even the simple figures, because if you don't feel the simple figures, you cannot do the other ones, okay? What you also can do with this, and that's probably more for advanced players or at least intermediate players, you can do the same exercise I'm talking about here, not only with chords, then with solo. Let's take the same example in E. Full notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, break. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1. See? Even it was simple, I just played 2 notes, but try to make music out of it. That what you play is exactly 4 beats long, or now with half notes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's not so simple as you think. You just turn around your attention from playing wild stuff to being in the beat, connected with the music, and then start to connect it with simple timing figures before you play the wild stuff here. Okay? If you cannot do this, and I've seen many experienced players, they cannot do this exercise I just showed here. Even it seems so simple, but it's not so simple as you think. Okay? Now let's go to the next elements. Till now we had just only 2 elements, so that was pretty simple. Now it's getting harder. Now we take quarter notes. Quarter notes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 per beat. Okay? Now, first you just play them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or as solo. Also do the pauses. Be as precise as possible. Now you make combinations with full note, half note, quarter note, 3 notes. Still try to be creative, that's where these exercises come in. I just want to give a short explanation what the exercises are. They're available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for premium members, but you can do this with any exercise. You can just write like 4 bars of a rhythm and then try to improvise with exactly the rhythm you played. Learn to write rhythm notation and then play it. In the best case, you should be able to play something and after that just write out the rhythm notation what you just played. That's the best thing to do. Okay, now with the combinations of full note, half note and quarter note, it can get really hard because you always need to control what you're doing. As an example, I do with the chords now. Full note, quarter, 1, break, 1, 2, 3, 4, quarter. Sorry, I wasn't. See what I mean? When I need to talk, it's getting a bit too hard, maybe. But I do now full note, 2 quarter, and 2 quarters, either played or break. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, break, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that was that rhythm figure now with the quarter notes either played or as a break. Or you can do the same thing with soloing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. See? And these exercises on the basics now, they are really extremely important. If you cannot do these, you will never reach to the point where you really become extremely creative with timing and rhythm. If you don't manage these really simple exercises, you will not succeed, guys. I'm serious about that. That's why the exercises which are provided with this tutorial, the first 4 or 6 exercises are these simple tools here. Just quarter note, half note, full note, either break or connect. You can also connect like a full note with a quarter note. You just make this bow on beneath and you stick them together. Also think about sticking notes together, then you get three no, not 3. You just have a half note and the quarter note gives 3 beats. Also, if you've made a dot behind a note, that means the half of the timing is added. So if you have a full note, a half note, 2 beats with a dot, it adds half of it, so it's 3 beats. If you have a quarter note with a dot, it adds half of it. That would be 8 notes, so that would be 3 8 notes together. So that leads us to the next element. 8 notes, so now we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? 2. Or okay, same thing. Do the 8 notes like this, also with pauses. Write down something you can do. You pause like of 2 8 notes on quarter. If you pause the first one, that leads to an offbeat. If you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you pause the first is so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That leads to reggae or ska. These are offbeats, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So now, if you master this, you connect it with the other things, now it start to sound like real music. I'm going to show you. Example, I do half notes, 8 notes, and quarter notes and 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 3. And since I practice all this stuff, I'm able to write down exactly what I played before. That was two half notes, then twice offbeats. Yeah. So that will be that. And you also can make these bows underneath, which you can, it's like gluing notes together. And you also need to learn that stuff, because it's not only the elements, you can glue them together, you can cut them, and the way you just shuffle around this whole stuff. Okay? Now we make a diversion. Till now everything was the same, more or less. We have binaire and ternaire. I don't know the perfect binaire, ternaire. So the straightaway and the shuffle. Now, this was straightaway, but we also have shuffle. You can also do, instead of 8, you have shuffle dates, but shuffle dates are made out of triplets. So what is a triplet? Triplets are 3 per note. Now I have to switch off the drum because the drum doesn't match with that. Only the click. Triplets is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, or just with one note is probably easier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's triplets. Shuffle groove is pausing the middle of the middle triplets. So you play 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you pause the middle of the So that shuffle is triplets, just the first and the third of the triplets. That's also to practice. Same with soloing, triplets. Try to always make music, even if you play really simple stuff. And simple stuff is not bad. It's just if you don't feel it, then it's bad. Okay? And last but not least, we have 16 notes. That will be then the advanced exercise, but I just quickly explain what 16 notes are. That will be then 4 per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 16 notes. 1, 3, 4, 1. That's 16 notes. It's really hard if you switch from triplets to quarter notes. I can try, maybe I fall out. I play first quarter notes, then triplets, then 16 notes. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going back is really hard. The problem why they don't really match is because it's, as I said, it's going in 2 parts. Yeah. So these were now the main rhythm figures which you need to just know like this, you know, just can pull them out and play them in perfect timing. And you need to know how they're written. You should be able to write this stuff and then do as many exercises as possible, that you are really fluent with this kind of a language which I just teach you here now. That's the way to perfect timing. If you're not a total genius, Nobody's a genius. I've seen many students who are really talented, and you reach, with a lot of talent, you probably reach 95% of the precision, but never 100. The last 5%, this stuff is needed. I made the same experience. My teachers always said I'm extremely talented, and I never cared about rhythm. I just played by ear, and it was always cool. But when the moment of proof came, my system just blew off, and the last 5% was missing. And I needed to learn it the hard way. I could play fast as hell, whatever complicated stuff by ear, but I had no clue what I was doing. That's the point. You need to know what you're doing, and then you will always be on time. Nothing can really shake up your system. And, well, or maybe a drummer which doesn't keep timing. That's really a bad thing. Yeah. But that's the way, dissecting the different elements and learn them, how to write them, how to read them, how to transport them on guitar, either with chords, with soloing, being creative, as showed. And as I said, there are exercises available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. For premium members, you can download, I think there are 8 exercises just which go along with this tutorial, where you learn to read. There are a lot of examples written, just from very simple to pretty complex already. And there you'll really learn to read and play and understand rhythm and timing. If you do those exercises, you can also write your own examples. It's not a problem. You don't need my examples. But in this case, make them as long, like 3 pages written, that you don't know the stuff by heart. The trick is you need to read it. The best is you do sight reading on rhythm. When you can do sight reading on rhythm, then you are ready for the next step. For my students, I ask for an exam. I give them something on that level where they have to do sight reading, specific, and then they can play either with chords, with one note, with soloing. That doesn't matter, depending on the playing level. The best would be creative. So that was a specific rhythm figure. I could write it out now like this, or if somebody put me a piece of paper there with the rhythm, I just play something like this, and that's the way you really master timing and rhythm. It's some work. You cannot do this in 2 months. It takes probably 4 or 5 months to work on the stuff. Take your time on the simple ones, as at the beginning of the tutorial. Really take your time. I'm serious about that. If you cannot do the basics at one spot of this course, you will break, and it doesn't work, and nothing works anymore. So, each element has to be as solid as rock. And the good news about this is it's fun. I mean, you can play even full notes. Always make music. Don't just play the exercises. Oh, I have to do this now. Make music. Shape your tone and really work it out as music. And then you're going to be, I promise you, in 4 months, you're going to be way better player than before. You can bet on that. Yeah. Good. That's all I wanted to say. If you love this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Share my channel to all your guitar pals if you think that was useful for you. And if you want to do my exercises, they're available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. And there you can also make an exam if you want to make a final exam. You can book a private lesson and we make an exam to see if you really were successful on your path to perfection. Let's say like that. Yeah, it has to be like this because I have to be there and check on the written paper if it was correct what you played, you know. Otherwise, we cannot do an exam. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That was it. Bye, guys.